Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. This is UPSC Warriors by Unacademy and my name is Monica. This is our fourth class on polity and I welcome you all. Today we are going to start with important article series. In the previous sessions we have already discussed about Constituent Assembly, we have discussed about preamble and we have discussed PYQs also related to those things. So if you haven't watched those videos, just give it a go. In this session, we are going to discuss important article 1, 2 and 3. And I'm going to discuss some of the vocabulary associated with polity also. When it comes to constitution, you need to know about what does article means, what does part of the constitution signifies and what does schedule mean. And the difference between articles, part, schedule that we are going to cover today. So I welcome you all. Just let me know if the audio and video is working fine. This is Polity series lecture number 4. Okay, so I'm going to begin with the session now. I'll share the plan for the channel. For polity, what we are going to do is we'll have live classes. The frequency of the live classes will be 5 days per week. Most probably starting from Monday to Friday we'll have live classes sharp at 8:30. The duration of the classes are expected to be 30 to 45 minutes. That's long how we are gonna study polity. Then for 2 days you'll get the things to do, like you can read your reference books, you can practice the questions of the topic. So for that you can use those 2 days. So live classes will cover important articles of the Constitution starting from Article 1. Before that we have discussed some prerequisites like Constituent Assembly and Preamble. So you can, so that the coverage when it comes to polity is wholesome. Then these series will be beneficial for both prelims and mains and will include current affairs also. So this is the plan for the channel. This is what we are going to do. Okay, so plan for the channel is this only. Now we are gonna start with the actual session. As I mentioned in my introduction, the Constitution contains parts, schedule and article, and we need to understand the difference between these three things. In the previous session, I mentioned that when you start with the Constitution, the first page you render is preamble itself. The meaning of the word preamble is preface or introduction. We know the adjectives which are used for preamble, that is identity card of the Constitution. So the first page which we read in the Constitution is preamble. So apart from preamble, Constitution consists of parts, articles and schedule. We are going to discuss articles one by one, but before that we should know what is the difference between them. So consider Constitution as a book whose introduction is preamble, and then there are multiple parts. The number of parts is 22. Initially it was 22, now it is 25. Constitution has 25 parts, but I need to add something here which I'll share you in a while. What does part means? In our book, we have multiple themes, multiple chapters. Similarly, the Constitution also has multiple themes. For instance, in part 1, it is about union and its territories. In part 2, it's about citizenship, and the theme gradually changes. So part 1, union and its territory. Part 2 is citizenship. Part 3, the theme of part 3 is fundamental rights. So on the basis of themes, there are parts. Initially, there were 22 parts of the Constitution. Now the number has increased to 25. But if you notice the number part 1, part 2, you will see that the end part is part 22 only. So it starts from part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4 and till part 22. But if we need to add some more parts, how we added it? Part 4a. That's why if you see the number of the last part, it's still part 22 only, but you count the parts, it is 25 now. So initially on 26 November 1949, there were 22 parts. Now there are 25 parts. And these parts are what? These are the themes of the Constitution, important themes. Now within these parts, there are articles. So within these parts, there are articles. So if I draw a Venn diagram, article will come here and parts will come here. One part contains multiple articles. So articles signify the clause which needs to be there for the better explanation of the theme. So article has, for instance, part 1 has 4 articles, article 1, 2, 3, 4. So multiple articles are there in different parts. Articles are clauses, parts are themes. Articles are clauses. And schedule. Schedule are additional informations related to articles. Additional information or details related to articles are included in schedule. Schedule is at the end of the Constitution. So there are total 12 schedules as of now. Initially there were 8. There were 22 parts, 8 schedules, and initially there were 395 articles. These all have been revised, but I have discussed about this thing that the last part, if you notice, it's still part 22 only, but the number of parts are 25 now. Number of schedule is 12. And so the last schedule here is schedule 12 only. It's not the same as in the case of parts. And number of articles have increased to 448. There are different number of articles available on different websites. So you can stick to one number, whatever you want to. And so this is it. We have discussed about parts, articles and schedules, and hope you have understood the difference between them. Now we can move forward. We now know that a part consists of multiple articles, and we are going to start with article 1 of part 1, and I'm going to show you schedule also, because article 1 has a mention of first schedule. So in that way we'll understand all the 3 things more clearly. Moving forward, so this is what the text of article 1 looks like. You can see the name of the part here. Part is theme. I need to change the color of my pen now. Okay. So part 1, the Union and its territory. Part is numbered as 1 and the first part's title is the Union and its territory. Then you can see there I have mentioned that there are 4 articles within part 1. So this is article 1. The name of the article is name and territory of the Union. Within the Union and its territory, there are 4 articles and the name of the article is written over here. This is the number of the article. It is article 1. And the title of the article, the article itself includes the mention of first schedule. If you read this text, I'll let you understand what it means. But if you read it, India, that is Bharat, shall be union of state. The state and the territories thereof shall be as specified in the first schedule of the Constitution. So now you need to refer what is written over the first schedule. That's how these 3 things work. Part, article and schedule. We'll see what is written in the first schedule. See, the format is first schedule, then the reference of the article, and then the first schedule includes the name and the further explanation. So here it's written that states and territories as mentioned in first schedule. So what are the states and territories of India? So these are the states and territories of India, Andhra Pradesh, and the territorial extent of it. So this is how we study the Constitution. This schedule is ended at the back. This schedule is added at the back because to make the Constitution more legible and to make it easy to understand and read, that's why the additional informations have been added at the end. So there are now how many schedules? 12 schedules. Hope this is clear so far. Article 1 clear, ma'am. Kanupriya is saying Article 1 clear. I haven't taught Article 1 as of now. I have taught you the difference between the part, the article and schedule. Now we'll move forward to what is written in Article 1. Okay. So Article 1 has, let's read the text, and I have highlighted the points which we need to understand further. Article 1 states that India, that is Bharat, shall be Union of States. Let's pause for a while here. The name of the country is written India, that is Bharat. In the Constituent Assembly, there were many debates as to what should be the name of our country. Some of the interesting names which came up was Jambu Dweep, Hind, Hindustan, India, Bharat were the names suggested. We debated and the Constituent Assembly couldn't unanimously decide on one name. So we have added two names of our country, India and Bharat. So Article 1 mentions both the names, India, that is Bharat. And then we move forward. What it is a union of states. Now we need to understand what does union of states mean. Our constitution makers decided to call India as union of states rather than federation of states. The constitution makers preferred the word union over federation. There is a reason to it. India is called Union of States because unlike American Federation, the states in India doesn't have right to secede. That is, they can't separate if they want to. They don't have right to secede. We are not like American Federation. Because America was formed by an agreement between 13 colonies. The name of the colonies include New York, Delaware, and they all agreed to form a nation called America. India wasn't formed that way. There was no agreement among the states to unite and form India. So that is why we differ from federation. Another reason for not calling India as a federation is because in India, the states don't have the right to secede. If they want, they can't be separated from this union. Tomorrow, if Madhya Pradesh wants to be separated from India, it is not possible. So that's why it is called federation. That's why it is called Union of States and not Federation of States. Now, we have understood the first statement, India, that is Bharat, shall be Union of States. We are not Federation of States. Now we'll understand the states and the territories of India are specified in the first schedule. So the first schedule includes 28 states and the territorial extent of these states. We have seen the schedule in this session only. Then moving forward, we'll understand the next important term, which is the territory of India. Now that we have mentioned the name and the nature of India, we need to specify India's territorial extent, what are included in this country. So it consists of territories of states. As I've mentioned, we have 28 states. So it includes the territories of states. It includes the union territories specified in the first schedule. Union territories, we have 8 union territories. So the territorial extent of India includes state, union territories, and there is one more territory which is included. It is territory which may be acquired by the Government of India. Government of India historically have acquired many foreign territories. For instance, Daman and Diu, Pondicherry. These territories have been acquired by Government of India and it is part of Indian territorial extent. So this is what is mentioned in Article 1. Article 1 has these 3 important points to remember. The name, the union and not federation, and the territory of India. Territory of India consists of state, union territory and territories which may be acquired. I'm assuming that it's clear so far. Okay, hello Purti. It is clear so far, so we'll move forward to Article 2 now. This is the text of Article 2. Article 2 states that Parliament may by law admit into the Union or establish new states on such terms and conditions as it thinks fit. So Article 2 mentions Parliament has the right to admit new states. Who has the power to admit new states? Parliament has the power to add new states. The Article 2 doesn't consider the states which are already there. For example, we have 28 states. So Article 2 scope is not with respect to the existing 28 states. It refers to additional states which we want to establish. For instance, if tomorrow Balochistan wants to be part of India, then Parliament needs to decide on that case. So this is what Article 2 mentions. Parliament may by law admit into the Union new states and on such terms and conditions as it thinks fit. For already existing state, there is an additional article which is Article 3. We are going to read that now. So Article 3 is for existing states and union territories, that is the 28 states and 8 union territories. So Parliament has the power. Before also Parliament was the authority. Parliament has the power to form new states by separation of territory from any state, or by uniting two or more states or part of states, or by uniting any territory or to a part of any state. Here Parliament for the existing states and union territories can be united, destructed, merged by Parliament as per its convenience. So this is what Parliament can do under Article 3. It can increase the area, it can diminish the area, it can make a state smaller, it can make a state bigger. It can alter the boundaries of state, and it can alter the name of the state also. So the name, boundary, area, all can be changed by Parliament, but there is a catch. These things can be done only with the prior recommendation of President. For this to be done, we need prior recommendation of President. There is one more clause where President needs to refer such a bill to the state legislative assembly whose territory or boundary or name is gonna get changed. But here the approval of the state legislative assembly is not required. President needs to refer this to the state legislative assembly. If state legislative assembly approved it, well and good. Even if it doesn't approve it, President can move forward with the bill and the Parliament can decide on this thing. So one thing we need to remember is, in this case we need prior recommendation from the President. So this is for existing states and union territories. Article 3 applies on union territories and states, and Parliament has the power to change the boundaries of this thing. For today we have discussed 3 articles. Tomorrow's class will have more number of articles, and with this we have come to the end of the session. Hope you have enjoyed this video and found it informative, and if that is the case, do like, share, subscribe to this channel. Thank you.